If you wouldn't mind taking your seats, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have plenty of time to talk during dinner. Thank you so much.
Des Moines University is an integral part of this community, and in some sense, over the course of time, it may have been a little understated, but I think the leadership at Des Moines University with Dr. Franklin has elevated the profile of the institution in a very positive fashion, and it's a very respected school. It's Iowa's largest medical school, so I think Des Moines University is clearly a very, very important part of this great community.
And all of a sudden, the last 10, 15 years, everybody knows DMU now. It's had a metamorphosis that is very satisfying for this community and for a lot of communities because of the outcomes of the students that come out of there.
This university talks about and does what they say they are about. It puts them in a position here in the community to keep on growing and becoming and staying and becoming even more of a major player here in Des Moines.
Currently in our program we have 29 residents in our two programs. 21 of them are Des Moines University graduates. So obviously it's an important connection for us. And sort of beyond that, if you look at all of the family medicine programs in the state of Iowa, DMU by far has the most residents. They supply most of the residents.
The meaning of the Glanton scholarship to me is very significant because I knew Luther Glanton extremely well. The Glantons were just absolutely wonderful people, and this program is significant in that it really fits in extremely well with our core values as an organization. One of our 4 core values speaks to diversity. We believe that every decision made in any organization, if made by people from diverse backgrounds, you're going to reach a more intelligent decision.
We should nurture a broad set of people, races, and the Glanton dinner is a part of that. And so it just feels almost obligatory to me to support that.
So encouraging, so inspiring that it just grabs you and holds you, and you're not going to let go of supporting something that is doing great things like this.
The thing that we're always looking for are the outcomes. And there's so many that you really can't get that you don't have that. I mean, we can give to a lot of organizations that you know is helping, but you can't touch it, you can't see it, and you can't measure it. DMU is one you can measure, and that's very important to us.
So if you really look at the future of family medicine in Iowa, and particularly rural Iowa, DMU is the key to that, and we're already seeing that.
What we are doing is basically saying we are going to provide scholarships to minority students because very clearly some of these communities have such a need, and there are parts of this country where some of our students are going to end up practicing medicine, so we are much more than Iowa, so to speak. And I think that's pretty important.
11 years, I've really watched it grow and the scholarship grow, and that to me is exciting. It's so rewarding and it's so inspiring because of what it's doing. And the stories that the students tell, I like that part of the banquet when the students get to speak and talk about what this scholarship has meant to them and what it has enabled them to do and what it's going to mean not only for their life, but for all the lives that they get to touch because of the education they got here in Des Moines at Des Moines University.
Good evening again. Welcome to the 2014 Glanton Minority Scholarship Dinner. I like to refer to it as the night all of the beautiful people come out. It's a wonderful event, and we're so delighted to have you here. My name is Steve Barry. I'm with Prairie, Meadows, and we're delighted to once again host tonight's dinner. But it is a marvelous event, and we are so glad you're here. Lives touched and enhanced, dreams realized, and healthcare made better for everybody. This is our powerful impact as a community that comes together to support the Des Moines University students through the Glanton Minority Scholarship. Welcome to tonight's celebration of our collective impact. Tonight recognizes our investment together in a more diverse healthcare workforce, a workforce that will enhance healthcare for everybody. You are a reason for tonight's celebration. As a supporter of the Glanton Minority Scholarship, you play a role in Des Moines University's mission of preparing highly competent, compassionate, and diverse healthcare professionals. Thank you for your critical investment in DMU students. Ladies and gentlemen, we are glad to have you here. Now please join me in welcoming Des Moines University President Angela Walker Franklin and the 2014 Glanton Dinner honoree, Bill Knapp. And now it's time for our invocation provided tonight by Pastor Rachel Mittelman from St. John's Lutheran Church in Des Moines.
There's an ancient prayer, we know it as Psalm 103, that has a marvelous line for the end of the day. The psalmist prayed, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all God's benefits." As evening comes, as celebrations commence, it is a good thing to forget not all God's benefits. I invite you to pray. Gracious Creator, your benefits are more than can be numbered. On this evening, well aware that we live in a world where suffering abounds, we are also aware that generosity abounds. We give you thanks for your generosity, the gift of life itself, and for the way that we glimpse your generosity in others, tonight especially in the donors gathered here. We thank you for that glimpse of grace, and we pray that this generosity would beget even more, that the students who are blessed by this scholarship will live generous lives, using their skills, all they have learned, to give a glimpse of your life-giving generosity to others. Bless this evening, this celebration. Bless the meal that's been prepared and the hands that prepared it. In the name of Christ, our healer. Amen.
Enjoy your dinner. We'll be back. Thank you very much. Sorry to force you to eat your dessert in the dark, ladies and gentlemen. How was dinner this evening? Good. Our staff does a terrific job, and we're glad you enjoyed that. Again, I want to welcome you all to the 11th Annual Glanton Minority Scholarship Dinner. And before we get started with this portion, there is a person who has been such a friend of Prairie Meadows. In fact, it wouldn't be here but for this person. A friend of this community, Central Iowa, and a friend of Des Moines University. And with his benevolence, his hard work, his vision, we wouldn't be sitting in this particular room if it weren't for his hard work and what he's done. I just want to shout out to Ed Skinner. Ed, great to have you here. Obviously, we're here tonight for more than a great dinner and some fun conversation. Let's take a look at the powerful impact your financial support has and has done for some people who truly understand it.
Hello everyone, my name is Jesse Dalton. I'm in the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, class of 2018. I'm originally from Huntington Beach, California, and it's my goal to become an emergency physician. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Brooke Borla, and I'm part of the Physician Assistant class of 2016. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I hope to practice in family medicine. Thank you for your generosity.
Hello everyone, my name is Ian Odigie. I'm a third-year pediatric medical student, class of 2016. I'm originally from Nigeria, but currently I claim Illinois. My goal is to be a pediatric surgeon. I want to truly thank those of you that have given so much money to the Glanton Scholarship. We are very grateful and thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mary Beth Wims, and I'm a first-year Doctor of Physical Therapy student, the class of 2017. I'm originally from Knoxville, Iowa, and my goal is to practice in an orthopedic setting. Thank you for your support.
Hello everyone, my name is Wasim Sous. I'm a first-year osteopathic medical student, class of 2018. I moved to Iowa from Chicago where I completed my undergraduate studies, but before that I was raised in Jordan for 18 years, and my goal is to become a surgeon. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Ron Smith. I'm in the biomedical science program, class of 2018. And I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I want to work with HIV. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Julian Hernandez. I'm originally from Colombia, South America. I actually came from California, but Dallas, Texas is what I claim for home. I've been in the military for 12 years, and my goal is to finish my physician assistant career in the military. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Brian Nguyen. I am a part of the Doctor of Osteopathic and class of 2017. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, and I want to be a nephrologist, and thank you for the difference you make in our lives.
Hello, my name is Cindy Lynn. I am a third-year student in the Doctorate of Podiatric Medicine, class of 2016. I'm originally from Portland, Oregon, and my goal is to become a pediatric foot and ankle surgeon. Thank you so much for all your support and generosity.
Hi, my name is Houston Louie, and I am in the Doctor of Osteopathic class of 2016. I'm originally from Price, Utah, and I'm studying to become a pediatric surgeon. Thank you for all that you do for us.
Hi, my name is Jason Pedersen. I'm a first-year Doctor of Physical Therapy student, class of 2017. I'm from Hastings, Nebraska, and my goal is to work in neurological rehab. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name's Karina Allen. I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm in the Physician Assistant program of 2016, and I'm interested in going into oncology. Thank you for everything you've done.
I'm Libby Abbas. I'm in the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine program, class of 2015. I am a Rural Medical Education Pathway Scholar and an Osteopathic Manipulative Medicine Fellow at DMU. I am originally from Chipola, Iowa, and I plan to come back to practice rural family medicine in Iowa when I get done with residency. Thank you so much for your support.
These are the people, ladies and gentlemen, that we have invested in as donors to the Glanton Minority Scholarship. Those are the individuals who will be taking care of us and leading health care in the years ahead. Now I'd like to introduce someone who really doesn't need an introduction for folks here. Since March of 2011, when she took the helm as Des Moines University's 15th president, Dr. Angela Walker Franklin also has become a valued leader in our community. A member of the Greater Des Moines Committee and Greater Des Moines Partnership, President Franklin chaired the Go Red for Women campaign of the Des Moines chapter of the American Heart Association in both 2013 and again this year. In addition, she's been newly appointed to the United Way of Central Iowa Board of Directors and is also a board member of the Association of Academic Health Centers. She has been named an Iowa History Maker by the African American Museum of Iowa, a Woman of Influence by the Des Moines Business Record, and a recipient of the Inspire Award of Des Moines' Dress for Success chapter. Thanks to her leadership, Des Moines University received a 2014 Healthy Iowa College or University Award, as well as the 2014 Inclusion Award of the Greater Des Moines Partnership, which honors employers who have championed diversity in their organizations and in the community. Please join me in welcoming President Angela Walker Franklin.
Thank you all so very much. Good evening. It's my pleasure to be here to see such a wonderful gathering of all of you who have come tonight in support of our efforts to open the doors for those who are aspiring for careers in the health professions. Very special thank you goes to those of you who have financially supported this event, which impacts our students and the quality education we provide. As a leader of this institution, it is so inspiring and rewarding that our community embraces Des Moines University and our students. The Glanton Minority Scholarship has both a wonderful history and a bright future of enhancing health care and the broader community that they will serve. In addition to our students, symbols of that community impact include our past Glanton honorees, whom I would like to recognize. It is only appropriate that we begin by honoring the individuals who inspired our important purpose tonight. Willie Stevenson Glanton, who was our honoree in 2004, and the late Judge Luther Glanton Jr. The Glantons were longtime members of the Des Moines University Board of Trustees who also selflessly served our community and state while advocating for justice and equality for all. Willie, can you please stand and be recognized? It's always so wonderful to have her with us and see her here. Like the Glantons, all of our honorees have contributed much to our quality of life and promoted opportunities for others. From the year 2005, Monroe Colston. Mrs. Colston, Frances Colston, is here and is in recognition of Monroe Colston. Frances Colston, can you please stand? From the year 2006, Thomas Phillips. 2007, Marvin Pomerantz. 2008, Renee Hartman, who's here. Simon Estes, 2009. Governor Robert Ray, 2010. Suku Radia. Please stand, Suku. I know you're over here. Of course, Suku was the first person I was able to be here and be able to honor in a Glanton Scholarship Dinner, so a special thank you to Suku. And then Connie Wimer, 2012. And Gary Palmer, 2013. Please stand. We could not do this without the support of all of the past honorees, and in particular, we're going to have a chance to honor Mr. Knapp later this afternoon as our 2014 honoree. At this time, I would like to introduce our student who's going to give some remarks. Many students enrolled at Des Moines University determined to tackle problems in healthcare that create disparities or limit access. Ben Boothby came to the university with a different type of tackling experience. A native of Clinton, Iowa, he was an exercise science major and an All-American defensive tackle at the University of Northern Iowa. He also earned his graduate degree in kinesiology while earning first team All-Missouri Valley Football Conference honors for second time. Rather than listen to the NFL recruiters who came knocking on his door, Ben chose to enroll in medical school at Des Moines University, where he's now a third-year student in our osteopathic medicine program. At this point, I'd like to bring Ben Boothby to the stage to give remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin, for the introduction. And thank you to my wife and my family for all the support that they've given me. I'd like to also thank Des Moines University for giving me the opportunity to talk, and as well as each and every one of you for the contributions to this event, as well as the contributions to the lives of every person that you touch in the medical profession. This is a point after dinner that they let me speak, so you guys can all take a nap. But my story kind of starts in Clinton, Iowa. Like most young athletes, my desire was to play professional sports. Believe it or not, I wanted to be a professional basketball player. But I realized that there are absolutely zero 5'10" centers in the NBA. So I switched and decided to pursue football. And the biggest thing I wanted to do is I wanted to play Division I football, and then obviously I wanted to go on the NFL. But first I had to get in Division I program. So between my junior and senior year, I went to a bunch of football camps, and kind of the same remarks came from everybody, is that you're still too short to play. Luckily, I got offered a scholarship at University of Northern Iowa to play football. And even though when I was there, they still said, you're too short to play defensive line. I wasn't gonna let that stop me, so I trained harder, worked harder than I ever could, just for the opportunity when I got my chance to play. And the opportunity came, and I rose to the occasion. And it really wasn't until my senior year when I really decided I really wanted to do medicine. I kind of had an idea that I was kind of shifting to do something different. When after my freshman year, I tore some ligaments in my wrist. The doctor pretty much told me I was never gonna play again. I was heartbroken. I thought my career was over. My dreams of playing professional sports were over. Luckily, the orthopedic surgeon I went to was able to fix my wrist, and I continued my career at UNI. Then when I was a senior, I tore my meniscus about halfway through the season. And yet again, I thought I was going to be done for a long time. But through the help of the great athletic trainers and the team physicians at UNI, I was able to play the next week after having surgery. And I really feel like if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have got the postseason accolades. And at that point, that was really the point where I realized that medicine is really what I wanted to do. And so when the opportunity came at the end of the season to try out and potentially go to the NFL, I knew my decision was definitely going to be medicine. mostly because I didn't want to have another surgery, and also because I wanted to help people and not hurt people. But no, the real reason though is I was actually shocked that I got into Des Moines University in the first place. It's such a prestigious school. I never thought I'd even have the opportunity. I was actually debating whether to even apply because I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be good enough to get in anyway. But I turned my application in, got accepted, and then on top of that, I also got to receive the scholarship. The Glanton scholarship was just absolutely amazing. So realistically, going to med school was a no-brainer for me. But everybody in their lives growing up, they have role models. And for me, it was definitely my parents. They're just been great and just an inspiration. I mean, my mom was an educator first and then a nurse. And then my dad worked at the same job for 40 plus years, yet still managed to come to all my sporting events, managed to come to all my concerts and every other activity that I had. And actually, the main thing that why I care so much about them is because I was actually, if you look at them, you can tell two things. One, all three of us are extremely good looking. And two, I look nothing like them. And that's because they adopted my sister and I. My sister's from Korea, and I'm from northern Iowa. And they essentially chose to take on the responsibility and the cost, especially me being an athlete. I kind of eat a lot, so it's a pretty big cost. But what's kind of interesting is I was actually researching how much it actually cost to raise a kid. And from birth until 18 years old, it costs $245,000 to raise a child in a middle-class family. To go to med school, it costs $168,000 for tuition alone, not to mention room and board and everything else that you need to live. And so realistically, what each and every one of you are doing is you're essentially adopting a kid for 4 years. And that's a big deal. And the thing is, it doesn't stop after you give the money, because I mean what you're doing is affecting people for the rest of their lives. I mean, one day I'd be honored to come back and give money just because of the generosity that I received coming to Des Moines University. I mean, Des Moines University is in my opinion, and it's kind of biased, is the best medical school in the nation. So, in conclusion, when it came to the NFL, that would have been great, but I really think my platform is in medicine, and I look forward to one day being able to be as great a physician as I possibly can, and hopefully I never have to serve any of you, because you never get sick, but if you do, I hope I can, through the education that DMU's provided, be the best physician I can possibly be. Thank you for letting me speak.
What was the question? Go Northern Iowa. Well, Ben and his classmates, many of whom are among us tonight, inspire the great event that is tonight and affirm our support of the Glanton Minority Scholarship. Our investment in these future healthcare leaders reflects the commitment and vision of our community. Glanton donors know our nation needs a highly competent and diverse healthcare workforce. Commitment and vision are also hallmarks of this year's Glanton Honoree. In addition to building Iowa Realty into the state's premier real estate company, Bill Knapp has been a leader in demolishing our capital's former moniker, Dead Moines, and building Central Iowa into the vibrant community that it is today. He has helped build the community in a literal sense from his roles in advocating for the Des Moines Skywalk system, rejuvenating the Drake neighborhood, and bringing both low-income housing and a luxury high-rise to the city's core. While once all you could hear downtown after 5 o'clock were a few crickets, today our city is active and engaged both day and night, thanks in large part to this mover and shaker. As his biographer, Simpson College history professor William Friedrichs wrote in The Real Deal, The Life of Bill Knapp, this tenacious man has the gifts and the guts a nose for the deal, and the courage to pursue those he deemed worthy. As the late Iowa State Senator Elaine Zamoniak once said, if you really want something done, you go to Knapp. In getting those things done, Bill applied his uncanny ability to get others on board. He has improved our community by building relationships, building the city's momentum, and building nonprofit organizations, ranging from homeless shelters and child care facilities to the Iowa State Fair. If you've enjoyed events in Drake's Knapp Center or the State Fair's William C. Knapp Varied Industries Building, you've benefited from his philanthropy. He also significantly supported the revitalization of Grays Lake, Blank Park Zoo, the Principal Riverwalk, and his alma mater, the AIB College of Business. Bill made possible Iowa's first state veterans cemetery located about 10 miles west of Des Moines. And he funded an honor flight of World War II veterans, of which he is one, to tour that war's memorial in Washington, D.C. He has truly lived his belief that the only thing we take with us in life is the satisfaction that comes from making life better for other people. Bill, who is joined by his lovely wife Susan tonight, has received numerous awards for his public service, citizenship, philanthropy, and of course his business acumen. That's all pretty good for a poor Depression-era farm kid from Allerton, Iowa, which, by the way, has a lovely park named after his parents that Bill funded. Let's now hear from other leaders who want to share their perspectives on this Iowa leader.
When I think of Bill's contributions to Iowa, obviously it's significant and there's many contributions. But when I think about Iowa, we've got three great resources. One being our agriculture base that's been the foundation of our state for many years and will continue to be an important part of Iowa. The second important resource we have is actually our wind resource, which we now use to create a real sustainable product, a renewable product, but something that's very sustainable for the state and is going to make us competitive for many years to come. But the greatest resource we have as a state is Bill Knapp, hands down. Bill's just this wonderful individual who sees opportunity, sees challenges that the state may be facing. He brings a common sense approach to it. And in the end, we're always better off when Bill's touched something. So I really just want to thank Bill and Susan for their many contributions to the state of Iowa and to the surrounding community of Des Moines. What makes me smile about Bill, it's interesting. And I know tonight will be no exception. Bill is always the sharpest dressed man in the room. And I can tell a great little story going back a year ago. We're in rural Georgia, off on a trip together, and Bill ended up having a significant cut on his thumb and had to go to the emergency ward. So after the event occurs and Bill's going to go to the emergency, he wanted to go to his room to clean up. 15 minutes go by, half hour goes by, an hour goes by, and we're wondering, where's Bill? We got to get him to the emergency room. He's got the significant cut. Well, finally Bill comes out of his room and he's dressed as if he's walking down the red carpet. And this is to go visit an emergency room in rural Georgia. It's just how Bill approaches things. What do I love about Bill? I would say the thing I love about Bill is his optimism. It's a great trait. I would include Susan in that. They wake up every day with this great view on life. It's all about optimism, and that, and then their focus becomes how can they make that day, that month, that year a little bit better. But it starts from a great perspective. And when I think about the two of them, I think about that great laugh they both have. And you can tell they're enjoying life, and they make you smile, and they make you laugh with them. So to Bill and Susan, I know you've got many friends there tonight. I hope you're enjoying your evening. I hope you're sharing many laughs with those friends. And to Bill, I have no better friend. Congratulations on this award. It's so well deserved. Enjoy the evening.
Jim County, who like Bill is an entrepreneur, community leader, and Iowa Business Hall of Fame inductee, also has some thoughts to share about Bill. Please welcome him to the stage, Jim County.
Steve, thank you. Mrs. Glanton, so nice to see you again tonight. Not sure exactly where you are right now, but I remember you so well and so fondly, and your husband. Great guy, brave people, very appropriate that this award is named after you. And Bill, another brave guy, is the recipient of the award tonight. Also, just want to thank President Franklin for hosting this. What a great room, what a great night, what a great evening, what great people. We live in a great city. DMU is a big part of it, so thank you for all you've done. That was Greg Abel from Mid-American Energy on the video, and I couldn't understand everything he said. I think he said something about 3 important things in Iowa. I think it was agriculture, I think it was wind, may have been wind, and I think it was Bill Knapp. And I'm not sure, Bill, but he may have called you a bag of wind. I can't imagine Greg Abel would have done that, but it may have happened. What he did say so appropriately was what an important part of Bill's life Susan is. And I've heard Bill speak so many times about the many wonderful things that Susan has brought to Bill's life. So great to have you here, Susan. You are a full partner with Bill. He does virtually nothing without your counsel. Might be 1 or 2 exceptions to that. I've heard that he raids the petty cash fund at Knapp Properties once in a while to sneak a little money to Republican political candidates. But don't worry about it. He gets it back for your candidates many times over. Well, what to say about Bill? I think it's my job to be a little down and dirty and try to describe Bill, the street guy. Fact is, quite simply, he is a force of nature in our community and in our state. He is an amazing man. Those of you who know his age, well, I should say first, I would say Bill has been this force, this influence in our town for about 50 years. And then I should say that those mathematicians in the room who know his age tonight might say 88 minus 50 would suggest that Bill wasn't worth a damn until he was in his late 30s. There's some truth in that. You know, these most powerful people polls that the Des Moines Register and other media entities sponsor and advertise are fun, but the fact is there's only one most powerful person in Des Moines. I hate that expression or that description, but the fact is Bill is that person, and he has been for these many decades. It continues even now at this advanced age. God love, we're going to have him for, God love Susan and Bill's team and his discipline. I think we'll have him for another 30 years. I cheer for that, Bill. He, as Steve Berry indicated, he is the go-to person on the really hard and challenging situations we have in our community. The big deals, the tough deals. And Bill has a way of turning these problems into great opportunities. And let me just give you one example. You know, we had in Des Moines, downtown Des Moines recently, a few things going on. We had an underused Penny's building. You remember the old Penny's retail store down by the courthouse. We had certainly an underutilized Plex Convention Center on Grand Avenue. And we had an outdated, really dysfunctional YMCA. Served a great purpose for many, many years, but it was outdated. Bill went to work on this with his friends in the community, and he turned this situation, this potential problem, into an unbelievable opportunity. We now have an amazing, well-marked YMCA that's under construction. You people will be amazed when you get through it. I'm sure some of you have already taken a peek at it, but it's going to be amazing. We have an expanded courthouse that was badly needed in the Pennies building, and we have the potential of an exciting new riverfront development where the YMCA, the old YMCA, sits now. Bill's the only person I know who could have pulled that off, and he's done it over the years so many times, but this is one that's happened in the last couple of years. I think it's quite amazing. Let me suggest that Bill Knapp is very smart. Not just in the real estate area. We all know he's a smart real estate guy, but he's generally very smart. He has incredible instinct. Is that political candidate viable? Does that business deal make sense? Is that person ethical? Is that person somebody I want to hang around, learn from, work with? I've studied at the feet of this master for about 30 years, and it is uncanny, his intuition, his instinct. He's hardly ever wrong. I wrote down in these little notes, he's never wrong, but I've seen him wrong a couple times, to tell you the truth, but he's hardly never wrong. Well, I'm describing his brain power here, and I think, do any of you know he's not overeducated? Well, I hope so. I mean, I'm not being deprecating to your alma mater, but you're not an overeducated guy. You're not running around with 3 doctorates and 2 masters and all that. He's done this with just gut instinct and raw intellectual talent. And finally, I'll suggest the guy's pretty funny. I think it was Bill Knapp, too, or Jerry Nugent, who told me that Bill or Jerry was standing in the back of a funeral, I think, and the obituary, or the eulogy was going on and on and on. Bill doesn't like long speeches. He's already given me the deal up here twice. But the eulogy was going on too long. Bill looked at Jerry, or Bill too, and said, this is going to last longer than a lot of marriages I've seen. And it did. So I asked the guys to remind me of some of Bill's favorite sayings. So I'll give you a few of these things, just to give you a flavor for what this guy's like on a day-to-day basis. When he's asked if he's ready to do something, this is a little strong, but I'm as ready as a policeman's club. I don't like that too well, but I like some of these. When discussing someone being cheap, he says he's so tight he walks on his tiptoes to save shoe leather. When somebody says something that Bill thinks is obvious, he says, that is Ned and the third reader. I don't even get that one. I've heard it 100 times. I've never got it. That is Ned and the third reader. Whenever a mistake is made around Bill by one of his workmates or me, I hope your errors and omissions is in order. Whenever someone comments on his size, where I come from, you measure a man from the neck up. Pretty good. Well, I will end with this. Bill and I hang out quite a bit, and he loves his telephone. I've heard him end his phone calls for decades from his loved ones, his family, with "I love you." He always says "I love you," no matter who's within earshot. He always says that, and I've always been impressed with that. But I don't know, Susan. I'm not positive he was talking to you or the family. "I love you." I don't know. He could have been talking to Governor Branstad, you know, who I believe is still here tonight. I don't know where Governor Branstad is, but how nice of Governor Branstad to be here. May we acknowledge him? So I snuck into Bill's office a couple of weeks ago. I was out there meeting with some of the other guys, Bill wasn't there, and I snuck in his office to make a phone call. I saw on his credenza a yellowed, laminated piece of paper. I thought, what the hell is that? So I grabbed it, and I was a little nosy, and I read it. So I'm going to read it to you. This is what this dude lives by. It's called Builders. It's a little poem, forgive me. 4.5 stanzas. I watched them tearing a building down, a group of men in a busy town. With a ho-heave-ho and a lusty yell, they swung a beam and the sidewall fell. I said to the foreman, "Are these men skilled as the men you would hire if you had to build?" He gave a laugh and said, "No, indeed. Just common labor is all I need. I can easily wreck in a day or two what builders have taken a year to do." So I thought of myself as I went my way, which of these two roles have I tried to play? Am I a builder who builds with care, measuring life by the rule and square? Am I shaping my deeds by a well-laid plan, carefully doing the best I can? Or am I a wrecker who walks the town content with the labor of tearing down? Well, I think we know the answer to that. Bill, we love you. Thanks for all you've done.
Before I ask Bill to join me on the stage, one more individual wanted to add his praise to our honoree. President David Maxwell from Drake regrets that he is unable to join us tonight, but he asked me to share that during his 15-plus years as president of Drake, and I quote, "Bill has been a most valued mentor, cherished friend, and generous supporter. His generosity and vision in transforming parts of the Drake campus, a significant portion of the surrounding neighborhood, and the city of Des Moines itself have had a huge impact on Drake's ability to attract students, faculty, and staff from around the country and around the world." In addition, David stated that Bill has been even more generous with his wisdom, insight, experience, and guidance. His connection to Drake as a member of its Board of Trustees, as well as his personal friendship, have been instrumental in shaping Drake's present and planning its future. Bill, as president of Des Moines University, I echo that praise for the huge role you've played in helping us attract students, faculty, and staff to our community and our university. In fact, I'm sure that all other employers in central Iowa could say the same thing, that your remarkable contributions to the metropolitan area and beyond will have a positive, powerful impact on all of us for years to come. Tonight, we are honored to honor you as the 2014 Glanton Honoree. Bill, please join me on the stage.
You know, it's hard to know what to say when you hear all these things they've said about me tonight. I don't seek any recognition at all. In fact, I don't like it, because I get enough good out of just knowing that I can do something that makes life better for others. So just to be up here right now, I'm very uncomfortable with that. But I do appreciate the recognition like anyone would, but it's certainly not why I seek it. And I want to thank all of you for coming, and I certainly want to thank Greg Abel and Jim County who made their comments. I appreciate that a lot. There's the only thing I've said about Jim is he talks too long. I said, whenever I see him, I say, Jim, just cut it in half. But he don't listen. Luther and Willie Glanton have been groundbreakers in our community and have been longtime friends. Like the Glantons, I believe it is important to give back to the community. The Glanton Scholarship is all about hope. Hope for the hopeless and help for the helpless. I can't think of any better mission than what this accomplishes, and I am very proud to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Bill. Come back, come back. At this time, I now invite Glanton Scholarship Dinner Committee Chair Jerry Nugent, who's the President and Chief Executive Officer of Knapp Properties, and the committee member, Bill Knapp, too, Chairman of the Board of Knapp Properties, to come to the podium.
Thank you. We have the privilege, Bill and I, of working on the dinner committee, and we had the daunting task of following 3 years of Suku, Connie Wimer, and Gary Palmer, and trying to raise the bar even higher, because these were 3 high-powered people that we followed. And I can tell you that we were able to raise the bar to a new level this year, and it's $302,250, which is a new high. Yeah. So, which is a real tribute to Des Moines University and to Bill Knapp, who we've had a great honor and to work with every day. And I know for sure that we'll be in second place after next year's dinner. So thank you very much for coming tonight. Thank you.
Take a picture with the chat.
Let's go. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
With the chat.
Over $300,000, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Jim County, do you want to come up and say a few more words before we wrap this up tonight? Okay, just check. This is my 11th year emceeing this, and it's such a treat to be involved with Des Moines University. I feel almost like an alma mater. I work with them so much. But this event really is a testament to the hard work that we here in Central Iowa do, our benevolence and willingness to step up and really do a great job in helping to educate future physicians and people in the medical field, and Des Moines University does such a great job doing that. And the Glantons, thank you for spearheading this entire thing, and we all have a great, bright future ahead of us as we continue to support Des Moines University. So on behalf of Prairie Meadows, congratulations to Bill Knapp. Thanks again for being here, and let's raise the bar next year, okay? Thank you.